Hey, it's Billy Joel. Welcome to my channel. Live recordings, rarities, and all my hits on SiriusXM.
Cold Spring Harbor was an album I recorded in the early 70s, 70 into 71. I was in Los Angeles at the time. It was my first record deal as a solo artist. Prior to that, I'd been in bands all my teenage years. The Cold Spring Harbor album was actually written thinking about other singers singing it, not me. However, the advice I got back then was, well, if you want people to hear your songs, you should probably record them and try to get a record deal so people can hear your songs. They ended up being on an album called Cold Spring Harbor, which was badly produced and speeded up in the mastering process. I don't know how that happened, but whatever the machine was that did the mastering of the recording was running fast. And they sent me a copy. Here's your album. I had a listening party at my house, and everybody started laughing. All my friends started laughing. Hey, you sound like the Chipmunks. And I was pissed off. I was so angry. I took the acetate, it was called, and I ran outside of my little place and I threw it down the street and busted it in a million pieces.
She's got a way about her. I don't know what it is, but I know that I can't live without her. Nothing very complicated about it. I wanted to write a very simple love song that could be played just on the piano and still get it across. Might have been influenced by George Harrison's Something, which is another very simple love song. Or what's the Joe Cocker song? You are so beautiful to me. And this was just, she's got a way about her, very simple chord progression. Don't know what it is, but I know that I can't live without her. That was it. This is a very simple sentiment. That's a tough piano part. It's still challenging to this day. Baby, all the lights turned on you. Now you're in the center of the stage. Everything revolves on what you do. Oh, you are in your prime if come of age. You can always have your way somehow, 'cause everybody loves you now. And that piano part's going on through the whole thing. There's a scrubbing guitar, which the physics of lend itself more to that kind of rhythm. It's hard to play that on the piano. But I guess that's another one of my Dylan-influenced songs that I wrote. Kind of mad about somebody saying, yeah, you're big time now. Everybody loves you now. And you're going to have a fall, that kind of thing. Sort of like a Rolling Stone type of lyric, but not anywhere near as good. I was thinking about Dylan when I was doing it, as if, Dylan would do one of my songs, Yeah, right. That's going to happen.
Ain't No Crime.
Right around that time, Leon Russell was having a lot of success with his recording and arranging. He was a really great, gospel feel pianist, and really unique kind of voice. And I think I was thinking about a Leon Russell type of song when I wrote that. You got to open your eyes in the morning. 9 o'clock's coming, bound and it wanted. You gotta get ready to go. It's a very gospel, boogie-woogie kind of piano piece, which is just a lot of fun to play.
The Ballad of Billy the Kid from the Piano Man album. The lyrics were essentially an exercise in writing about things that seemed Western to a kid from New York. I have Billy the Kid coming from a town known as Wheeling, West Virginia. Well, that's wrong. He was from Brooklyn. Let's see. He started with a bank in Colorado. No, he never got out of New Mexico. He roamed his way from Utah to Oklahoma. No, he did not. He just stayed in New Mexico. He ended up in the Boot Hill grave that bears his name. Nobody knows where this guy's buried. Then I have him, the judge said, string him up for what he did, and the cowboys in their kin like the sea came pouring in to watch the hanging of Billy the Kid. Well, Billy the Kid was not hung. He was shot by Pat Garrett. Although, as I say sometimes when we do a concert, we don't really know if he was hung. East and west of the Rio Grande. Well, the Rio Grande runs east and west. So we would have to be north and south of the Rio Grande. In other words, I don't know what I was talking about in this song. It was just things that sounded Western. Now, that was the point. But musically, it does sound Western, especially the center part where it's just orchestral. I'm picturing the guys from the Magnificent Seven, Yul Brynner and James Coburn, Eli Wallach. Nobody tells me to ride on. Los Angelenos, I was thinking about Rod Stewart singing. This is back in the mid-'70s. He was with Faces at the time. I always loved Rod Stewart's voice. I thought he had one of the greatest rock voices, that raspy thing. And I thought of him going, Los Angelenos all come from somewhere, with that rasp in it. I wanted him to do that song. I wrote it for him. I have no idea if you ever heard it. The Entertainer was edited to 305. It was too long to be a single on the radio on what they would play in Top 40. So it was edited, and I wouldn't be surprised if that was 305, because that was called the magic number. People in the record industry would say, hey, if you can cut it down to 305, you're it. You'll get the airplay. And on Piano Man, they said, well, for it to get airplay as a single on Top 40 radio, you're going to have to edit it. I said, well, what do you mean? He said, we're going to have to cut out a verse here and there. I said, oh, well, which leg do you want? My left leg, my right arm, my left ear? And it hurt. It hurt to edit these things. I was worried about ruining the story and ruining the flow of it. The Entertainer, you could actually edit. You could take out a whole verse and not miss it musically. It was important to me, so I had to do my own editing because I didn't want to leave it to anybody else. But it's something you do have to learn. I think even Beethoven had to learn how to self-edit. Well, it's back. I don't remember what key it's in. Well, it's back, breaking bones, shaking belly, hard working. 2 more hours to go. Another Leon Russell influenced song. 7 young years for the same corporation. I ain't got nothing to show. Pretty soon I'll be leaving with the wages I'm receiving. I know it's gonna be alright. Come on, babe, and take me away. We got some money to spend tonight. Definitely influenced by Leon and gospel and that honky-tonk piano. It's fun to play that stuff.